Hello, everyone. We'll get started here in just a moment. So we have, I think, a couple more that are supposed to join us, according to Leanne. So I'm going to wait just a minute longer for those people to join in, if they are going to join us. Sometimes people oddly don't show up. All right. So I'll be right back, and then we'll get started very shortly. All right, so let's just do a check-in. Can everybody hear me okay? You can either leave a comment in the chat or you can unmute for a second. Let me know if you can hear me. All right, great. All right, well, these classes are not very long, so I'm going to give people one more second and then we'll get started. Lower the camera here. Oops.
I can hear you too, Doug. My mic would work.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So Leanne usually gives me a heads up how many people are showing up, so I'd like to give people just a minute. But all right, so let's go ahead and get started here. Today we're going to start belly down. Oh, there we go. Welcome, Mariana. Oh, she might not have heard me. All right. So today we're going to start belly down once again. So make your way onto your mat. I think I'm going to face this way today because of the nature of the sequence that we're going to do. So let's just start with our one hand on top of the other. We're just going to rest our forehead on the back of the hands. And we lay down. And as usual, we just check in for a moment. The body, the breath, our energy, emotion, and thoughts. With zero expectation and no judgment, we just want to really clearly see what's happening on each of these dimensions of our being. I think this may be the most challenging position in which to do our yogic breathing, but that can be actually very good for us to challenge ourselves. We tend to grow and become optimally healthy when we are a little bit outside of our comfort zone. So if we're always doing stuff that's easy, that we know how to do, then we are probably not getting as much out of life as we could. And then if we're always stressed out, if we're always, way outside of our comfort zone, then that's also not good. But just a little bit of challenge, a little bit of stress affects the way the cells in your brain are, the myelination of those cells, and all kinds of good stuff happens. So this happens physically, mentally, emotionally as well. So let's challenge our breathing a little bit today. So as usual, we want to inhale into the belly, ribs, and then the upper chest. And as we exhale, we reverse that. And that's called Dirga. And then we begin to add the Ujjayi sound, which is that ocean sound. So this is just like fogging a mirror, but with the mouth closed as usual. And we'll continue with that deep breathing. The inhales and exhales should be the same length, same quality. So one is not fast, one is not deeper than the other, one is not creating a lot more sound than the other. And this can take practice. Okay, the first move today, hopefully everyone will be able to do it, is just simply, we're going to keep breathing, but we'll just bend the right knee. And then we reach back and grab the foot with our hand, and we just hug that leg in. Now, for some people, this is a super intense stretch in the front of their thigh. I barely feel anything. Okay, so it's one of those things that it can go from super extreme and I can't do it to what is this supposed to be doing? Well, it's supposed to be stretching the front of your thigh, but as I said, you may not feel much of anything. So breathe into whatever it is that you feel there, and just take a few breaths. With your inhale, feel energy, aliveness moving through that part of your body. And as you exhale, try and feel any tension that lives there, just beginning to dissolve and soften and release. Then we'll go ahead and switch legs. You can turn your head to one side if you like. You can rest it on the hand that's still there. So hugging that leg in, giving it a few moments to release. Good. Then we release that foot. And then from here, we'll press back into the child pose. Okay, with our arms extended out in front of us, our forehead resting on the ground. Now, again, this is a position that most people find very comforting, enjoyable, relaxing, and a few people find it excruciatingly painful because their knees. So again, if you need to modify this, if you need to do something else, that's okay. This is intended to be just relaxing, a gentle stretch for the back. From here, we'll take a nice deep breath, and as we exhale, let's walk our hands over to the left side until we begin to feel a stretch in our right waist. And then again, we're just going to take a few breaths into our right waist. Deep, full breaths like we did at the beginning. Then we'll inhale back to center and exhale over to the other side. So again, you need to go far enough so that you feel something. Breathe into that something that you feel. We inhale, make our way back to center, and exhaling there. For our next inhale, we'll come up into a tabletop position, and we'll do the very familiar cat-cow warm-up. So inhale, tailbone lifts, belly drops, crown of the head comes up. Exhale, tailbone tucks, back rounds, crown of the head comes down. Okay, just moving back and forth, gently warming up and waking up the spine primarily. Also the muscles in the back to some degree. And the abdomen as well, I should say. Okay, so about, I'd say 5 or 6 repetitions of that should be plenty. You can do more if you need it. And then we'll come back to neutral and bring our knees to touch. Take a nice deep breath, and we'll just drop our hips to one side. Again, trying to stretch the waist and the outside of the hip on that side, just in a more fluid way. So side to side, waking up those parts of the body. Again, when we go a little bit further than is comfortable or easy, we get a little bit of a bonus there, just a bit, tiny bit. When we do something and we make a mistake and then we have to correct again, it strengthens our nervous system, our body, our muscles. So we don't always want to be too safe, and we also don't want to be taking too much risk either. Again, I'd say about 5 or 6 repetitions of that. And then we'll come back to neutral. And I want to point out something here. In this position, what I'd like you to do, we're going to do a lot of this position today. I want your shoulders engaged, so you're actively pressing the ground away from you. Another common problem in this position is to dump into the belly, which looks like that. Dumping into the spine, so we engage the abdominals, we flatten the back, so it's not this thing collapsing in the shoulders. Shoulders engaged, abdomen engaged, okay? I'm going to do something called the tiger. So with your next inhale, you're going to lift that right leg up, keep the knee bent, and then you just exhale that leg down. Inhale, left side up, keep the knee bent, and exhale down. Good, so continuing side to side like that, what I'd like you to do, if you're able, and again, without collapsing into the spine or the shoulder, you're going to lift the opposite arm like so. Okay, this is called the tiger. So side to side, fairly easy, right? This isn't too difficult. Although as we do more repetitions, you might begin to feel some challenge. Also, you might find it's a little bit difficult to stabilize both halves of your body. So again, you might feel a little shaky like that as you do that. All right. Now, what I'd like you to do is the next time your right leg is up, see if you can reach back and grab the foot, just like we did at the beginning, right? But now we're up. And then we send that foot up, trying to stretch the front of that thigh. It's a little bit of a back bend here, okay? And that's fine. You can go into the back bend. And again, what do you feel? How are you breathing? Good. Let's release that and we'll do the other side. So we lift up, see if we can reach back, grab that foot. And what you'd like is to stretch the front of the thigh. So it's the left thigh, okay? Good. Release. And then from there, we'll tuck those toes and come up and back into a downward dog. So what I said about the shoulders and dumping into your spine and not using your abdominals, that's going to apply throughout the class today. Okay, so not just for the tiger, but the other poses that we do from that position. So rolling over your toes, circling the ankles, bending the knees, waking things up, and then coming into your full expression of downward facing dog. The fingers spread wide, palms flat, feet hip distance, maybe a little wider, heels reaching toward the ground, chest drawing back toward the toes. Deep breaths in and out. The next exhale, let's walk our feet toward our hands. We'll come into a ragdoll. Dangling here for a few moments, neck relaxed, swaying a bit, bending the knees a bit. Just sort of, it's like you're taking a flashlight and you're shining it around a dark room. That's what movement does for our body. It reveals if something isn't going right. When we're really still, a lot of times we can feel very comfortable. We don't realize that there's injuries or pain in our body. And the movement does not need to be extreme a lot of the time to do that. All right, with the arms relaxed, let's inhale. We'll roll up to stand. Stacking ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels. Beautiful. Okay, let's make sure that we're not holding any excess tension in our face or jaw. So we just let that face and jaw relax with the next exhale. And then let's check our shoulders, another common area for us to hold tension. We'll roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let's do that 3 times. And if we find tension there, we try and use that movement to release the tension. And then opposite direction, back, up, forward, down. Again, if I find tension, I'm trying to use the movement to help facilitate a release. Good, let's relax those shoulders now. And let's take our first standing posture. So with the feet touching if possible, otherwise inside edges of the feet are parallel. We'll inhale into the standing back bend. So the palms joined, we're lifting up and out with the breastbone, the sternum. So imagine you're going over a big beach ball. So rather than collapsing straight back like that into your spine, you're going up and over. And this creates this feeling of stretch on the front of your body. Do you feel that stretch on the front side? That's what I want you to feel. Good. From there, we'll come back up, and as we exhale, bringing our hands to the heart center, we come forward and down into the forward fold. So place the palms flat, bend the knees as much as necessary. Let the neck relax. Try and put your abdomen and chest against your thighs so there's no space. And then with your hands still firmly planted on the ground, try straightening your legs and keep your chest and belly against the thighs. You should feel a stretch in the back of your thighs, not in your back. So it's the back of the thighs that we're targeting here, not your back. Good. So this is forward fold Uttanasana. With our next inhale, we'll come into the half lift Ardha Uttanasana, coming to our fingertips and looking forward. And then as we exhale, we'll plant the hands and step into our first plank pose. Now in plank, the same principles apply as for the tabletop. So again, I can collapse in the shoulders, I can dump into my belly. There's also another common mistake in plank, which looks like this. I see this all the time. What is this? Well, this is trying to make it easier because we lack core strength and we can't hold this position. This is easier. So try and avoid doing that. Don't be afraid to challenge your abdominals a bit. And if it's too much challenge, what I recommend is instead of this, just simply drop the knees. And let's all go ahead and do that now. We'll drop our knees for this first push-up so we can really look at what's happening with the arms. Now, the easiest thing to do is if you really can't do many push-ups, if you're injured or you're really weak, it's your first class, you just go from this position back into a downward dog, okay? But the next step is to do a push-up with your knees down. So take a deep breath. We're going to exhale, come down halfway. The elbows hug the ribs. Then we take another deep breath, and with the next exhale, we'll come onto our belly. Let's do Cobra. Bringing the feet together and resting the tops of the feet into the ground. With the inhale, we press into the hands, and we lift the head, neck, and chest. The shoulders are down away from the ears. Neck, a natural extension of the spine. The exhale, we'll come back down, tuck our toes, let's press back to tabletop and then to downward dog, which is, again, an easier transition than going straight into down dog. Let's take a breath here, just checking in. Good. From here, let's inhale to our toes. As we exhale, we'll step, jump, or float to the front edge of our mat. And then let's inhale up into standing back bend. And then once you're there, go ahead and grab your right wrist with your left hand. Make a fist with your right hand with the thumb inside of it. And as you exhale, just pull yourself over into Ardha Chandrasana. So you want to come out of the back bend and everything lines up as though you're pressed between two panes of glass. So a common mistake with this posture is to roll this shoulder forward in an attempt to go down further. So keep that shoulder stacked. You're in a straight line. You're like a piece of paper, okay? Inhale back to center. We'll switch wrists. We're going to exhale to the other side. Now, again, you should feel a stretch in the left waist. That's when you found your edge. Does not need to be super intense, but you do need to feel it. Otherwise, you're not far enough. Inhale back to center and exhale into forward fold. Good. Then we'll inhale to half lift. And as we exhale, we come to the top of our push-up or plank pose. Okay, so as usual, knees up or down, your choice, but you don't have a choice on how you do it with your arms or shoulders. That's not entirely true, actually. If you have special shoulders or you have an injury, you may have to modify that, and I can help you do that. But otherwise, the intention is to keep those elbows in. Let's take a deep breath. We exhale halfway down. Inhaling, we straighten the arms and legs for up dog this time, knees off the ground. Otherwise, you repeat Cobra. And on your exhale, you take it straight back to your downward facing dog. Okay, taking a breath here. All right, beautiful. Let's inhale to those toes again. Look between the hands. And as we exhale, we make our way to the front edge of the mat again. Inhaling to the standing back bend. And we will exhale again into Ardha Chandrasana over to the left side, stretching the right waist. Inhale back to center. We exhale to the other side. Good. Inhale back to center. And then this time, let's exhale into a chair pose. Just add a chair here. So chair is very much like, imagine there's a chair. You could sit back into it. That's very much what you'd like to do. Of course, there is no chair, so it's very awkward, which is another name for this posture, the awkward pose. So we try and keep the weight back over the heels, sitting back. The arms are straight up and back. So when you sit in a chair, we don't want to slump, right? So we're not slumping here. Take that tailbone, though, tuck it down. So we're not going into a back bend here, all right? Let's take a nice deep breath here, and as we exhale, we'll release the chair pose into Uttanasana or forward fold. Inhaling to the half lift, and let's exhale, step, jump, or float to the bottom of a push-up if you can this time. Inhale, up dog or cobra, and if you can, exhale and do a push-up on your way out. Otherwise, go straight back into your downward facing dog. All right, so from here, let's inhale to our toes. So we exhale, we'll make our way to the front edge of the mat. Let's inhale up to standing. And as we exhale, we'll open up into a twist to the right in chair pose. So the knees are bent, the hips are facing forward, but now the upper body faces the right side of the room. And the action is reaching the fingertips out like you're trying to touch the front and back wall, okay? Then let's inhale back to standing. We'll exhale to the other side. So again, the mistake in this posture usually looks like this. Oh, look how deeply I'm twisting. Well, you're not twisting that deeply because a twist comes when your hips stay forward and it's your chest that moves. So keep those hips forward, just move that chest. Good, let's inhale back to center with a deep breath to standing back bend, and we exhale as release into our forward fold. Inhaling to the half lift, and we'll exhale to the bottom of a push-up. Flowing back to our downward facing dog. Beautiful. In down dog, let's bring our feet to touch, and we'll inhale the right leg up and back to the three-legged dog pose. So we want the foot flex, the toes, knee, and hip pointing down. Again, a common mistake in this posture is to try using your back instead of your butt to lift a leg. And that usually looks like this. You see it all the time because I don't want to use these muscles to lift the leg. Or it can look like this, where the leg is sort of lame. It's not lifted up. I'm not firing those glutes. So lift that leg up. Keep the hip down. All right. From here, let's take a nice deep breath. So we exhale, we'll place that foot between the hands. I'm going to drop the back knee and inhale, torso up and back for Untitled, the low lunge. Notice a few things. My hips are as far forward and down as they'll go. They cannot go any further. My right heel is directly under my knee. My arms and shoulders are up and back. All right, and that creates a lot of openness in my chest and my belly, and I'm breathing into that. Palms are facing one another, fingers are energized. Breath is deep, rhythmic, and slow. Good, let's exhale those hands down, and we'll step back and do a vinyasa. I may start skipping vinyasas at some point, and if I do that, it's not because I'm lazy, it's because I'm teaching, and I'm not doing the breathing as I should because I'm talking. Okay, so hopefully you're doing the breathing properly, and hopefully you will not need to skip like I may need to. All right, feet together. We're going to inhale that leg up and back, three-legged dog. Let's really try and get it right. Keeping that hip down. Again, it would look like this. Very, very common. So we're trying to keep the hip down, but not lower the leg. I also see that where people bring that hip down and then that leg goes down. All right, deep breath. We're going to exhale and lunge. If you need to manually adjust the foot, that's fine. The back knee comes down, and then we inhale to the low lunge. Now, this pose is generally experienced as a stretch at the front of the right hip, okay? So if you don't feel that, again, you might sink a little further, bring those shoulders up and back a little more. Feel that openness in the chest and the belly. Breathe. Good. Exhale the hands down, stepping back. Vinyasa, again, you can always skip vinyasas if necessary. All right. Now we're going to exhale to a tabletop position. As I said, we're going to spend some time in this position today. Notice my wrists and knees are directly underneath my shoulders and hips. I'm not dumping into my back. I'm not dumping into my shoulders. Okay? This is called the Sunbird. So we're going to start with a very simple variation. I inhale and I reach my right foot back. Same principles apply. I'm not letting that hip fall down. I'm not raising it up. Okay, the leg just goes straight back. Then exhale, I drop back in. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, drop back in. Good. Just continuing with the breath, side to side. Inhale out, exhale back in. And we are keeping those toes on the ground, okay? So we send the leg back, toes are on the ground. Our hands are on the ground, creating lots of stability right now. Pretty easy, right? Don't worry, it'll get more challenging. So let's just take the easy while we got it. This is essentially warming up for what we're going to do later. All right, from there you can either vinyasa back to down dog, or you can go straight back, your choice. Depends how many calories you want to burn, how hard you want to work, how much you want to strengthen the upper body. All right, from here, down dog, we're going to inhale to our toes. As we exhale, we'll make our way to the front edge of the mat. Inhaling to the standing back bend, just as before, we will exhale and twist open to the right. Okay, hopefully you got a little more room than me. You don't have to scoot back like I do. Inhale back to center and exhale to the left side. Good. Now we'd like to take a little deeper twist. So we're going to exhale and take the left elbow over the right thigh. Okay, dropping those hips down. And then as we inhale, extending through the crown of the head, shoulders down away from the ears, looking up and using the hands to really stack right shoulder above left shoulder. Good. Now let's inhale. We'll come back up to standing back bend, and we'll exhale to the other side. That back bend does not need to be deep. Okay, so if you don't feel like going very far, no problem. Now, try and let the neck and head be an extension of the spine. So notice, like some people do that, other people do this. Just try and reach out through the crown of the head. So you're really just lengthening the spine as much as possible. All right, beautiful. Inhale, come back up to standing. Again, back bend should feel pretty good. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, or maybe crow pose or handstand. And we exhale to the bottom of our push-up, making our way back to the downward facing dog. Okay, now we're in down dog again. Let's bring our feet to touch. We'll inhale the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. And as we exhale, we're just going to tap that knee as high up on our right arm as we can and just hold it there for breath. Good. Inhale the leg up and back. And exhale, lunge again. Dropping the back knee, we inhale to Untitled low lunge pose. Then as we exhale, we bring the hands back down, rock the hips back over the back knee, and we straighten the right leg, flexing the right toes. So the toes and the knee both point straight up. With the inhale, we'll extend through the crown of the head as much as we can. And as we exhale, fold over that leg. You can place your hands on blocks if necessary. Focus on bringing the right side of your abdomen flush against your right thigh. Keep that left shoulder down level with the right shoulder. Good. Inhale back to low lunge and exhale, bottom of your push-up, making your way back to the down dog. In down dog, feet touch. We inhale, left leg up and back, three-legged dog pose. And then from there, we exhale, we touch that knee as high up, like right into the armpit. If you can, the foot's not touching the ground. We're just touching that left arm, taking a breath. Inhale that leg up and back, and exhale, low lunge pose on Vinyasa. Inhale, coming up with the torso, and then exhale, folding over that front leg. You may need to adjust the position of your heel a little bit. That's fine. Inhale, extend to the crown, and exhale, fold in. Feel that stretch in the back of the left thigh. Breathe into it. Tell the body that it's okay to let go and relax into that stretch. Good. Inhaling back to our low lunge, we exhale to the bottom of our push-up, making your way back to your downward dog. Okay, let's take another look at Sunbird. So exhale to tabletop. Again, you may need to adjust your hands and knees a little bit. That's fine. We want the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Okay, let's add to it. So inhale, right foot back, still touching the ground. But now we bring the left arm up. And now we're bringing in some balance, right? So I might feel a little wobbly. And then exhale, we bring both limbs in. And then inhale, other side, okay? Again, I'm not jumping into the shoulders or letting the back crunch. So engaging, exhale, and then just side to side. Inhale, paying attention to those details that I pointed out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale at your pace, okay? So if your breath is slower than mine, that's fine. I'm not actually breathing again. So you probably should be moving much slower than me. Again, it's difficult for me to gauge because I'm speaking and not doing the yogic breathing techniques. But generally in yoga, the slower you're breathing, the better. So in a sense, the less of these that you do, the better it is. All right, we're going to finish up with the left leg behind us. And then again, you can vinyasa or go straight back to down dog, depending on your energy level and your goals for the class today. Let's inhale to our toes. We look between the hands. As we exhale, we make our way to the front edge of the mat. Inhaling back up to standing back bend. We exhale into a simple open arm twist to the right with chair. Inhale back to center, and we exhale to the left with chair pose. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, a little deeper twist with chair. So the elbow goes over the knee and the hips down. Okay, we've done that already. But this time we inhale, we open up the arms. Use that to hopefully deepen the twist. Again, extend out to the crown of the head, looking up, breathing. Good. Then inhale, come up to standing. And exhale, twisting to the other side. Okay, so using those arms to really leverage the twist. And then we inhale, and we try and bring those arms into as close to 6 o'clock as we can manage. Breathing here. Noticing what is easy and what is challenging about this. Good. Inhale back up to standing and exhale to forward fold. Inhale to half lift, crow or handstand, and we make our way back to downward dog via a vinyasa if possible. All right, beautiful. So feet touch. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, touch the knee as high up on the arm as you can. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, touch your nose, chin, or forehead. Take a breath there. Good. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale the foot between the hands, dropping the back knee down. Inhale to Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Exhale to forward fold, half triangle. And then from there, just turn, pivot to face the side of your mat, the long side of your mat. Take your knees as wide as they'll go. And you can stay on your hands, but if you can, just drop down onto your elbows. Okay, so this is a half frog variation. I call it kickstand. And we're targeting the inside of the thighs. We want to feel a stretch in the inside of the thighs. All right, each of these postures that we're doing is opening up a different part of the hip complex, okay? So breathing, stretching there, giving the body a little bit of time to release. And then from there, we will simply come back to center and take our vinyasa. So we come back to our low lunge and make our way back to the down dog. Okay, so let's do that on the other side. Feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. As we exhale, we touch the knee high up on the arm. Good. We inhale up and back. We exhale, touch to the center. Inhale up and back. We exhale and low lunge. Inhale, the torso comes up for the full expression. Exhale, we fold over that front leg. And then inhale, we pivot and turn to face the long side of the mat, sinking down, taking the knees as wide as they'll go, or the legs as wide as they'll go. The left leg is straight, the right knee is bent. It's asymmetrical, but you probably will feel a stretch in both thighs, just in a different way. The inside of the thighs, again, the adductors. So taking a few breaths. Again, the breath is really what you could say activates the stretch. Without the breathing, the effect of the stretch is much less impactful. Okay, so from there, we will pivot back to the front and exhale to the bottom of our push-up, making our way back to the down dog. All right, from here, we exhale down onto all fours again. Let's again take a look at our Sunbird. So this time, we're going to lift the leg, okay? So same idea. I bring the leg behind me and the right leg behind me and the left arm out in front. Now notice my heel. It's like I'm pressing my heel into something. So it's active, okay? The leg is not bent, it's straight. Reaching out through the left fingertips. So reaching away opposite sides. Again, the shoulders engaged and I'm not dumping into my spine. Exhale, and other side, inhale. Pressing out through the opposite arm and opposite leg. Exhale down. Good. Continue with the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Again, you might find your balance starts to get challenged a little bit here, that you feel a little wobbly when you come in on one side, okay? That's a good thing. Please remember that. This is not called yoga performance, right? It's called a yoga practice. To really practice, you have to do things that you cannot yet do, or you can't do them as well as you would like. Okay, so this isn't about showing off, you know, when you're doing yoga, getting on your Lululemons and looking really good for everybody. It's about doing something that makes you clumsy, something that makes you look awkward. That's really what you want from your yoga practice. All right, so we're gonna do one more, and then we'll finish up with the left leg behind us. From there, you can vinyasa or go straight to your downward dog. All right, from down dog, let's inhale to our toes. As we exhale, we make our way to the front edge of the mat. And then inhaling to standing back bend. We again exhale, twist to the right with open arms. Inhale, center, exhale, twist left, open arms. Good. Inhale, center, exhale, twist right a little deeper, and then inhale, open the arms. Okay, then exhale, both hands to the ground. Okay, and maybe that's as far as you go. Don't lose the connection between your left arm and your right thigh. If you can, look forward and lift your legs. That's called side crow. Keep the knees bent and the legs together. Good. Inhale all the way to standing back bend. And we exhale and we bring the right elbow over the left thigh this time. Inhaling, we open up those arms. And exhaling, we bring those hands to the ground. Maybe that's it. Okay, and again, if you're challenged by that, good. Good. And then perhaps we can lift those feet up. Maybe not today. All right, inhale, come all the way back up to standing back bend. Again, that should feel good after what we just did. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, vinyasa back to down dog. I'm just going to step back again because otherwise I will get too winded to teach this class. All right, with our feet touching, we'll inhale that right leg up and back. Exhale as we touch the right knee to the right arm. Inhale up and back. Exhale, try and make contact with your nose, chin, or forehead. Inhale up and back, and exhale to the opposite arm. Hold there. Okay, then kick the foot out, drop the back heel. The next inhale, we're going to lift our left arm up if we can. May not be possible for everybody. So notice the hands are in a 6 o'clock position, the hips are lifting. This is fallen triangle pose. And really want to open up that chest to the ceiling as much as possible. Good, let's exhale that hand down. And we'll inhale the leg up and back. We'll again exhale and lunge, dropping the back knee down. Inhale, torso comes up. Good, exhale, fold over the straight front leg, stretch it. And then inhale, watch me, you turn and pivot all the way around into pigeon. Okay, hopefully you caught that. When I taught this live the other day, people were really confused by that. Okay, so you're just pivoting kind of on your knee and pigeon the opposite direction. All right, so in this pigeon today, a half pigeon is really the full name of this pose. We're pressing up and back, and then let's see if we can bend that back knee and reach back and grab that foot. May not be safe for everybody. Okay, so we're pulling that foot in, and again, we're trying to stretch the front of that thigh, and that'll become evident why we're doing that later. Taking a few breaths. Again, some people can like wrap the elbow and grab the opposite hand. You're welcome to do any of that stuff that is available to you. All right, let's release that foot. And then we'll inhale, left leg up and back. And we exhale and lunge that leg, okay? Drop the knee, inhale, torso up and back. Good. Then we exhale, fold over the leg. Good. Then inhaling, we turn and pivot all the way around to pigeon on the other side. All right, so now we're stretching the outside of the right hip instead of the left hip. Again, we're walking up and back. If I can, I bring the back foot in and I stretch it. All right, taking a few breaths, giving the pose a little bit of time to work on the body. Good. From there, we release. Inhale to our three-legged dog, and then you can vinyasa or come straight back into downward dog. All right? Good. So hopefully everyone's still doing all right at this point. Still have some more to go. Okay. So from here, we will exhale down into our tabletop again, and we'll take another look at the Sunbird. So this time we'll inhale and extend the leg and the arm, and as we exhale, we hug in. So we're pulling the arm in and pulling the thigh against our belly. And we don't really want this right foot touching the ground, okay? Then we inhale and extend and exhale the hand down. Other side. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale, crunch. So pull it in, rounding the back. Again, I'm not touching this left foot. Okay, inhale, extend, keep your balance. Exhale, release. Now, don't collapse into the shoulders. Don't dump into your belly. Continue. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and release. Other side. Inhale, extend, exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend, exhale, release. Good. Continue. Let's do one more. And then we finish up with the left leg behind us. Good. From there, you can vinyasa straight back to down dog. Or again, make your way back. Good. From here, go ahead and inhale to our toes. Exhale, we step, jump, or float to the front edge of our mat. And then again, we inhale all the way up to standing back bend. And then this time, we'll exhale into a chair pose with our hands at our heart. Okay, then what I'd like you to do is take your right ankle over your left thigh. Okay, the foot is flexed and the ankle is very close to the knee. From there, let's inhale the arms out like wings. We'll join the index finger and the thumb. And then as we exhale, we sink our hips down and we bring our chest closer to our right shin bone. So I call this a flying pigeon because the stretch is just like pigeon pose, right? Except now we're standing and balancing at the same time. And for me, the stretches can actually be deeper than pigeon because of the leverage I get against that leg there. So again, stretching the outside of that right hip, breathe to it. There should be no duress in your right knee or your left knee for that matter. Okay, good. From here, we'll inhale and come all the way up to standing. And we exhale, sink back into our chair. And then we inhale the left ankle over. Feel free to use your hands to get the leg where you want it. Okay, Then with the next inhale, we bring those arms out, joining index finger and thumb together. And then as we exhale, we really fold into the stretch in the outside of the left hip, maintaining our balance, finding one spot to look at will help with your balance. Keeping a steady breath will help with your balance. Releasing that left hip. Good. Let's inhale all the way up to standing back bend and exhale, release into the forward fold. Inhale, half lift, or one of the other options, and we come back to our down dog, again, via a vinyasa if you still have the energy. Okay, so feet touch. Inhale, three-legged dog pose. And then let's go ahead and bend our knee, and we'll bring the leg over to the left, open up the waist and the hip a little bit. Okay, so try and keep that right hand really planted as you do that, creating a nice strong tripod, but let the right leg pull you over, stretching your waist. Good. Take a deep breath there. Exhale, place a foot between the hands. Keep your back heel up and inhale to Crescent Lunge, Hasta Chandrasana. So the high lunge with the heel raised. The left hip is forward, the right hip is back. The front knee is directly over the heel, and the knee and toes both point forward. My back leg is straight. I'm pressing that heel toward the ground, but the heel will not reach the ground just because of the position of my body. My arms are straight up and back. Again, nice open chest and abdominal region. Beautiful. Exhale, bottom of your push-up, or if you know your arm balances, you can do this one, which is Ekapada Bakasana, first variation. And then you just shoot back and make your way to the downward dog. Okay, so let's look at the other side. Begin with the feet touching. Inhale that left leg up and back. And again, you could stay there, but if it feels okay, you use the weight of the leg. Again, keeping that left hand firmly planted helps you get that stretch in your side. So the leg is pulling one way and that hand is planting in the opposite direction. Let's take a deep breath and we place that foot between the hands, keeping the back heel raised, knee up. We inhale to Crescent Lunge, Hasta Chandrasana. So this is like the grown-up version of what we were doing earlier. Again, let's draw that right hip forward, left hip back. We're stretching deep into that right hip. We're working that front thigh. If you don't feel it, you go a little wider, sink a little deeper. The chest and belly are open, but the shoulders are still relaxed. So we'll take those shoulder blades, put them on our back, and draw them down. Face and jaw relaxed. Good. Exhale, bottom of your push-up or the arm balance, making your way back to downward dog via a vinyasa. All right, beautiful. From here, we exhale to tabletop, and we're going to add to our Sunbird. So let's see if we can lift those knees up like so, not very far. So it's not down dog, right? The knees are bent. And then let's see if we can extend the leg back behind us. Let's see if we can extend the arm. Good. So exhale, coming down, and then inhale, other side. Now we got to move a little slower, right? It's difficult for me too, and I like that. So don't think because I'm falling out of it that means like, you know, I'm not prepared for this class or something. I don't want to be able to do everything perfectly. Okay, I want to challenge myself, and this is challenging. That's why it's part of the class. So if up till now you're like, oh, that Sunbird thing is really easy. Now you're going to see, not so easy anymore, right? So same action, we inhale, we extend, exhale, we bring it back in. Now, if it's too much, you just go back to one of the earlier variations, all right? And that's how it always is with my classes. If you find yourself getting triggered, if it's too much, your breath is all over the place, then you come back to an earlier variation. Do that instead. Okay, so one last time, left leg behind us, and then we exhale and we make our way back to down dog. All right, beautiful. So from here, inhale to our toes, we exhale to the front edge of our mat. Inhaling all the way to standing. Let's exhale our arms out like wings. We bend our knees. And then from there, let's go ahead and see if we can bring that right ankle over like before. So the same thing, same setup as before. We exhale, we really fold into it. Okay, now you can stay there. If you feel up for it, your hands come to the ground, elbows bent. You rest the shin bone against the back of the arms, looking forward. You shift weight off that back leg and begin to straighten it. Okay, and that's called flying pigeon, the arm balance. All right, from there, let's go ahead and inhale our way up to standing. Just really release that. And then again, we exhale our arms out like wings, bend our knees. Inhale the opposite leg over, exhale folding into it. Again, that might be it. You don't have to do the arm balance just because you bring your hands to the ground. So again, if bringing your hands to the ground is challenging, do it. If you can do it safely, do it. And then from there, looking forward, shifting weight off the back foot. And again, maybe extending that leg. All right. Let's inhale all the way back up, standing back bend. Really release that in our back. Exhale to the forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and we make our way back to our downward dog. Okay, so from the downward dog, go ahead and bring our feet to touch. Inhale that right leg up and back. Let's open up the hip, and if you feel safe doing so, you flip your dog over. Make a nice big circle with that arm in the air, lifting those hips up. If you're really bendy, you can turn this into wheel pose. Let's take a deep breath here. We exhale and we lunge. And then inhale, coming up to crescent lunge. Good. Exhale those arms out like wings. Join the index finger and the thumb together. Take a deep breath here and exhale, transition off the back leg. Okay, so you're coming into something called airplane, which looks like that. Then you bend the back knee and inhale, lift your head, neck, and chest. It's called the bird pose. Notice my back foot is flexed, the knee is bent, my head, neck, and chest are facing forward. Okay, just balancing on the one leg here, taking a few breaths. Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up, making your way back to the downward dog. Let's do the other side. So inhale, left leg. Again, bending the knee and maybe exhaling, flipping your dog over. Moving the arm around a bit. Take a deep breath and exhale, lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, Hasta Chandrasana. Exhale, arms out like wings, preparing for airplane. Take a deep breath there, exhale. Come off the back leg. Okay, and then bending the knee and bending the back for the bird pose. Vinyasa is the name of this one. Okay, so it's a back bend. We're balancing. Breathing here. So the pelvis is facing the ground, but head, neck, and chest face forward. One more breath, and then exhale. Release. Make your way back to the downward facing dog. Good. Once you're in downward dog, go ahead and come to your toes with the hands. As you exhale, make your way to a seat, stepping or jumping forward. And inhale, extend the arms out in front of you, and exhale as you come back onto your back for Shavasana. If you want to do a little twist, a little happy baby, shake it up a little bit, please feel free, go ahead. And then once you're done with that, I recommend resting for about 6 minutes. And if you have longer, longer is great. Shorter is not great. So no shorter than 6 minutes of rest, but longer is fine. Okay? So I want to thank you all for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that sequence of postures. Are there any questions? Let me know. If you think I can help you in some way during this quite stressful time, reach out. I'm happy to help. And either I'll see you in the next class, which is a yin class that I teach as well in 15 minutes, or hopefully I'll see you next week. Thanks again. Namaste.